Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into two processes that sound super similar, but trust me, they do totally different and totally essential jobs for life itself. We're talking mitosis and meiosis.
I mean, think about it. How does a single cell become, well, you? A whole complex organism. And then, how do organisms like us create the next generation? These are like the biggest questions in biology, right? And the answers? Well, they lie in two different amazing types of cell division.
So first up, let's tackle growth and repair. This is the process that literally turned you from one single cell into the person you are right now, and it's called mitosis.
The whole goal of mitosis is super simple. Make perfect, identical copies. Seriously, think of it like the world's best photocopier. Every time you get a cut and your skin heals, or you're just, growing, your body needs exact replicas of its cells. Mitosis is the machine that gets that job done. Okay, so before we dive deep, we gotta meet the key players. You see these? We start with homologous chromosomes. You get one from each parent. But before the cell can even think about dividing, it has to copy every single one. That's what creates these classic X shapes. Each half of that X is a perfect, identical copy, and we call those sister chromatids.
And this brings us to a super important word, diploid. It sounds complicated, but it just means a cell has two complete sets of chromosomes, one from each parent. Most of your body cells, we call them somatic cells, are diploid. So for us, humans, that's 46 chromosomes in total. It's the full genetic blueprint, and the entire point of mitosis is to make sure every new cell gets that exact same full blueprint.
All right, now we're seeing the magic happen. This is so cool. During the phase called metaphase, all those X-shaped chromosomes line up perfectly, single file, right down the middle of the cell. It's so orderly. Then, bam! In anaphase, the cell's internal machinery just pulls those identical sister chromatids apart, yanking them to opposite ends. It's like the most precise sorting system you can imagine, making sure each new cell gets a full set.
And the result? You've got two new nuclei forming, one at each end of the cell, each with a complete and identical set of chromosomes. Then comes the final move, called cytokinesis. And that's really just the cell pinching itself in the middle and splitting in two. And there you have it, two new cells.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that number, 2. One parent cell divides to become two daughter cells. And they're not just any cells. They are perfect, identical diploid clones, every single time. All right, that's mitosis. Now let's switch gears completely and talk about our second process. Because if mitosis is all about making perfect copies, this next one is all about getting creative and shuffling things up. Yeah, the goal of meiosis is pretty much the opposite of mitosis. It's all about creating genetic variety for reproduction. So, if we stick with our analogy, if mitosis is the photocopier, meiosis is like a MasterCard shuffler. Its whole job is to create new, unique hands, sperm and egg cells, to make sure the next generation is genetically diverse. But to pull this off, to create that variety, meiosis is a two-part process. It's not just one division, it's two. We have meiosis 1 and then meiosis 2, and they both do something very, very different. Okay, meiosis 1. This is where the real magic happens. We call it the reductional division because it's where the chromosome number gets cut in half. But before they separate, the homologous pairs, one from mom, one from dad, they literally line up and, get this, they swap little pieces of DNA. This is called crossing over, and it's like they're trading stories, shuffling the genetic deck right there. Then, the cell pulls those newly mixed up pairs apart. This single step is a massive reason why we're all so unique.
So what does that look like in humans? Well, you start with a cell that has 46 chromosomes, and after meiosis I, you've got cells that only have 23. You've literally gone from the full set to half.
And that brings us to our other key term, haploid. Haploid cells are the result of this. They have just a single set of unpaired chromosomes. Your sperm and egg cells are haploid. And this is absolutely crucial, right? Because when a sperm with 23 chromosomes meets an egg with 23 chromosomes, the new organism gets back to that magic diploid number, 46.
Then comes meiosis 2, which honestly looks a whole lot like mitosis, but the end result is totally different. The final score for meiosis is 4 genetically unique haploid cells. All thanks to that incredible shuffling and swapping that happened back in part 1.
Okay, time for the showdown. Let's put these two processes head to head and really nail down the differences. Mitosis versus meiosis. Let's do it.
You can see it all laid out here. Let's run through it.
Purpose? Mitosis is for growth and repair. Meiosis? Sexual reproduction. What kind of cells? Mitosis happens in your body cells, what we call somatic cells. Meiosis? Only in sex cells or germ cells. And the big one, the final result? Mitosis gives you 2 identical diploid daughter cells. Meiosis gives you 4 unique haploid cells. So, genetic variation? Nope, not for mitosis. But for meiosis, oh yeah, that's its whole reason for being.
And this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? Mitosis plays a key role in growth, tissue repair, and asexual reproduction, while meiosis is crucial for the formation of sperm and egg cells, thereby promoting genetic variation. I mean, you can't say it much clearer than that. 2 different processes, 2 absolutely vital jobs.
Okay, so we've been deep in the cellular weeds. But why does this all matter? What's the big picture here? Let's zoom out and look at the grand strategy of life itself.
Really, it boils down to one huge idea: stability versus variation. Mitosis gives an organism stability. It makes sure that every single cell in your body has the exact same genetic instruction manual. It's all about consistency. Meiosis, on the other hand, creates variation. It's what shuffles the genetic deck for the entire species, creating the diversity that allows us to adapt, to change, to evolve over time. You need both, one for the individual, one for the future of the species.
So that leaves us with a pretty cool question to think about, right? Mitosis builds the individual, but meiosis builds the future of the species. So which one has had the bigger impact on life on Earth? It's just a wild thought, and a great reminder of these incredible, microscopic ballets happening inside of us right now. Thanks for tuning into The Explainer.